So I'm gonna hand it off to Lindsay.
As Jose was speaking about the needs and the wants, um, best thing about personal finances is that no matter your situation, whether you have leftover funds that you'll be able to spend and budget, spend with, or maybe in the negative, you're absolutely in control of all of your personal finances. It's the one thing you may not be in control of the circumstances if your income or your expenses go up or down, but you absolutely have every bit of control in figuring out a strategy for yourself by the term, by the month, by the week, even by the day. Really defining what those needs and wants are will really help you pivot on a dime, literally, if that's all you have in your pocket. We all know food is a very much a need. Shelter is a need. Transportation to get you to and from. There's so many various types of transportation and levels of expenses related to that. And then number 4, clothing. That is absolutely a need. And like we have noted down here, look good, feel good, do good. You know, you dress for the part, and helps you with first impressions. It helps you feel good about yourself and give you confidence. And so really sitting down and being honest with yourself, you know, and I'll be honest, my Starbucks coffee every other day is definitely a need for me. And it's fine. I just need to work it into my budget, but really sit down and define what's a need and what's a want, and really be honest with where you're going to be spending your money, and be very intentional about where you want to spend your money, because that's what you're going to be in control of.
Okay, so I'm gonna cover part of this slide here about budget tracking. So there's many different ways that a student can keep track of their expenses and their incomes on a day-to-day basis, or on a weekly basis, and on a monthly basis. But it can be something as simple as just keeping track on a paper sheet, on a little notebook, where you track everything you spend and any income you might be getting. But it could also be on a spreadsheet in a digital form, or it could be on an app. So nowadays, most students are carrying a smart device on themselves, like a smartphone. And a really common app that's being used nowadays for budgeting and keeping track of personal finance is mint.com. I know that's one that I was taught when I was a college student, and I still use today. I'm not the best at tracking my expenses on it, but I have that ability. And there's other sites and apps that can be used depending on the student's preference. So that's definitely something to look into if you prefer that format. But then there's also the importance of keeping track of how you're going to spend money. And I'm going to let my colleague Lindsay talk a little bit more about that.
This was one of my my best tools when I was recalibrating my expenses and my revenue as I was going through my young adult years, and getting to where I'm at today. I never, ever, and I stress to you, never, ever go to a store, a grocery store, a bookstore. Don't go into an establishment where you're going to spend money without first going in with a plan and a list of exactly what you need and exactly what you want, and if you have the budget for both. There has been some statistics out there, don't quote me on the exact percentage, last time I checked. If you go to a store without a well thought out plan and budget, you are more apt to spend 30% more than what you originally intended when you walked into the store. Also, little things like, before you go shopping for groceries, make sure you have a nice lunch at home, because they also show statistically you will spend more money on food that you don't necessarily need just because you're hungry and it looks good when you're shopping in the store. So one of my best pieces of advice to you, if you're ever going to go shopping to get either school supplies, food, whatever you need, always plan it out, figure out exactly what your needs and wants are, how much money you have to work with, and then go into the store, get those items, and come right out.